Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I make some egg bites. These are sausage, bacon, and some are salmon egg bites. So let's get started. Here I'm showing you the sausage and the salmon going in the oven, and here I'm just placing the bacon on parchment paper, and that's going to go into the oven with the sausage and the salmon. So this is the bacon, sausage, and salmon all cooked and ready to go. I'm just going to chop it into bits and pieces to fit the muffin pan for the egg bites, just so that we can have some chunks, but not too big of chunks, but also for them to be meaty and filling as well. So we have our sausage, this is the bacon, and I'll also be adding salmon with some of the bacon pieces, as well as some of the sausage pieces. It's not much salmon. I just had some leftover salmon that I wanted to use, so that's why it's just such a small amount. So I decided to chop up an onion and also add that into the egg bite. You'll see in a little bit I'll saute those and get them just a little brown, so that we can also add those, and which will add a lot of flavor to the egg bites. You want to get them to where they're translucent and flavorful, but not having that raw flavor. It really doesn't matter what size you chop it in. As you'll see, I chopped it two different ways, but at the end it all just kind of melts together as it cooks. I did cook it in some of the leftover bacon grease from the bacon that I baked, and so typically I save the grease and reuse in my dishes. I also decided to shred some cheese to add to the egg bites. Here we have, I believe this is like a medium cheddar cheese. It has a nice flavor and adds a good flavor to the egg bites. And here I'm just showing you the onions just after a few minutes, about 2-3 minutes. This is what they're looking like, and here is after a couple more minutes, which is the way I like them. So I'm doing 24 egg bites, so I decided to do about 18 eggs. First you'll see I'll do about 15, but then later on I add 3 more eggs just to be able to make sure that each egg bite comes to a good size. I'm also adding some cottage cheese. This is about 3 tablespoons. You can add more or less depending on how much cottage cheese you want in your egg bites. I'm also seasoning with some salt, pepper. I'll be adding onion powder, garlic powder. Well, this is granulated garlic, all of which add great flavor to the egg bites. And so what I'm going to do is just add, layer in all my separate ingredients into the muffin tins. So I started with the onions at the base and topped that with sausage as well as bacon. So I did 1 platter, just onions, bacon, sausage, cheese with the eggs, and then the next platter will be onions and some with the salmon and sausage, and some with salmon and bacon. It's not much salmon, so I think I probably made about 8 of them with salmon, and then I top all of them with the cheddar cheese. These came out very tasty. Everyone loved them. I definitely will continue to make them since they were such a favorite. So here I'm starting to fill up the muffins tins with the egg mixture. I would recommend that you whisk the eggs with the cottage cheese to kind of help break up the cottage cheese a bit more. That way it could be more evenly distributed. I also found that it kind of just made the eggs a little bit lighter in texture, which I really enjoyed. I also would recommend that you fill them about 2/3 of the way up. That way you kind of have egg bites that are kind of equal in size. Towards the end there, I did have to add an extra egg. And this is the final result. I baked them at around 400 for 25 minutes. And they turned out very well. They were a bit dense in texture, so the second time I made them, I cooked them for about 20 minutes, and they turned out pretty much the perfect consistency for me. So I hope you try them and tell me what you think. We really enjoyed them and have already made them a second time for the second week in a row. Thank you for watching.